If you haven't already seen part 1 of this video where I show how to remove the charge port on this Lenovo laptop, go ahead and check it out so that you can catch up, and we'll start where we left off. Alright, so, well, here you can see again the damaged port, and you can see the alignment of where the pins meet up with these ones. And I just got in the new port that is identical. So this one will actually fit. When I line it up with the motherboard, you can see that it actually lines up with the holes. Everything goes through. This is going to be good. So now we need to prep the charge port. And the way that I do that, again, is really simple. I'm just going to add some flux to all of these legs that come off the port here, both rows. Take my soldering iron with some solder on the tip, and I'm just going to tin each one of those nice and silver. That way we can ensure that the solder sticks to them. And then what I like to do as well is put a little bit of flux covering all of the plastic around the area that I'm going to be heating. Actually acts as a shield, in kind of like almost like Captain Tape does, and it prevents the plastic from melting under temperature. So just a nice thin coating, and even though I won't be applying solder yet to these ones, I will put some flux on all of the pins here, all 14 of the through holes, as well as the legs. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to heat up the area. I like to watch all of the solder melt. I'm going to be using 380 Celsius at basically at a 50% airflow, and I'm going to heat it from below. You can see the tip there, and you'll see everything start to melt, get nice and shiny. And when it does that, I know that I can take the new port, slide it over the top, push it on down, let things cool down. And now if we tilt this at an angle, we'll be able to see the pins. Let's see if I can get a different angle on melting the solder here. And before I do much else, I'm going to reinforce everything real quick. I'm going to add a little bit of flux to the legs. And I'm going to take some solder and I'm going to flood the legs, reinforcing the port. And we'll come over to the other side and we'll do the same thing. We'll add a bit of flux, put the iron on there, let things heat up, and then we'll feed in the solder. Alright, we'll go to the back side and we'll fill in the through holes, and then I'll pull the solder up through the legs to reinforce it through the back side. Alright, I like the way everything looks so far, so I'm just going to add a little bit of flux, and we're going to carefully or quickly fill all 14 of these through holes for the other part of this larger port. So we've got a little bit of flux there, we've got some of the solder paste, and we're just going to go over and watch the solder sink through these holes, adding more solder as needed. You can see it sink down in there and encapsulate the pin that goes through the hole. That's what we need. And then what I like to see is it come back up and get these nice little pillows once it's gone all the way down. And I'll try to do all of this without touching the iron and accidentally melting any of the plastic on the port. There we go. Now finally, I'm going to take some time to go around and clean up all of the flux, wipe it off all of the surfaces that I've got it on. Alright, so now that I've taken the time to clean up all of the flux. It's looking really good. Let's go and test the port real fast. Alright, so we've got the new port installed. We'll go ahead and turn on our little reader here, and we'll plug it in. And if you remember back, we were getting all sorts of red all over the place. We should be seeing all green and good values. And there we go. We've got everything that was OL or grounded is no longer OL or grounded. The ones that are OL should be OL, and everything else should have a reading along with our grounds being good. So that means that this one's fixed. I'm still waiting for this one, but that's the same exact process as this, and it's slightly easier in my opinion because it's smaller. But that gives you a good idea of how to replace the port on a Lenovo laptop. And this one just needs to be put back together.